Hi and welcome back. It's Mr. Rootsart here again. We're going to continue with our science series, and the last video that I put together for you dealt with molecular compounds. So that was where we had the two nonmetals bonding covalently. That means that they are sharing electrons. Now what we're going to look at are how they can exist alone as a molecular element. So they form molecules made up of only one element. And these need to be memorized. And it's going to be easiest to memorize these, or the reason why you want to memorize these, is when we get to doing chemical reactions. It's going to make it a lot easier when we write our reactions, that you don't have to keep referring to your periodic table. So these molecular elements, they come in basically three categories. Okay, monoatomic, diatomic, and polyatomic. So they can exist on their own, they can exist in pairs, or they can exist in multiples beyond pairs. Monatomic, that's carbon, and it won't exist as one single individual atom, but a number of carbon atoms will bond together, such they might form something like a diamond. The noble gases, they exist this way because their outermost shells are filled, and then all the metals. Now diatomics, these are going to exist in pairs. Okay, you can see. So whenever we write them in a chemical reaction, we're going to write them on their own as hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, but they're always going to be diatomic. They will always exist in pairs. How are we going to memorize this? Well, there's a simple way to remember this, that they are either going to end in gen, or they're going to be a halogen. Okay, also ending in gen. Okay, so fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Okay, so these are all halogens. They end in gen, and then we have hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. So again, all the gens are diatomic. Okay, the halogens and the ones that end in gen. Polyatomics. Now I know that I had oxygen over here. Well, this is ozone. Okay, and don't get too hung up on that. These are the two that we pay particularly close attention to. Okay, phosphorus always exists in 4s, and sulfur will make rings, or rings of 8. Okay, so these are our molecular elements. You need to have them memorized, and there's nothing really beyond that you have to do. In your textbook, they do put the state that they're in. We'll touch on that later on, so I'm not too concerned about that right now. All right, we will see you in class. Science.